Okay, let's see what we have here. Dork side toys. Oh, well, another box. We're gonna get a look at this. Ooh. Okay people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Today we're taking a look at the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series 40th Anniversary Empire Strikes Back Retro Carded Wave Series 1. And you may notice something different today. I'm switching things up. We're all at home. I got kind of bored of the way I was doing it. Yeah, it's the same old booth. Don't get me wrong, I'm not giving up old Betsy. But for reviews, I'm gonna try it like this today. See how it goes. Because when I'm reviewing something and it should be nice and still, I'm getting older, guys. I'm getting shakier. And here it will allow me to rest my hands down, so hopefully I can hold it a little bit more still. And this is also a weird wave to review because as much as I love the toys, these retro cards, they get me. They've got me. I can't help it. So we're going to compare, look at them, and if they're different enough, I'll open it up, which I have a sneaking suspicion will just be Bespin Luke. But either way, we'll get a good look at them, some comparison, and then see just how different this one is. Looking at the card, very retro inspired. These are essentially reproduced from the original figures. You know, back in the 70s, or well, this would be the 80s, wouldn't it? And then on the back it shows all the figures in the wave, commemorate the 40th anniversary, a bunch of legalese, bunch of different languages, don't put them in your mouth. And that's essentially it. Let's take a look at Yoda first. Unfortunately for some, maybe fortunately for others, Yoda was just released in an archive wave. Well, I say just released, it was late summer, early fall last year maybe. Comparing to the original figure, you're definitely getting an upgrade here. The eyes are much sharper, much more realistic. It's using the photo reel, so of course it's going to be more just tuned in, you know what I mean? But if you did get that archive wave, it's not that big a change. In fact, I think, just looking at it in the package, it's the same figure, same paint apps, everything. If you look really close, the eyes seem to be just, well, I don't know. They're looking straight. I was going to say they look a little bit off, but that may be some light glare. I'm doing the best I can here, guys. But he looks good on the cards, and you know what that means. He stays carded. He goes into my carded collection. That's weird to say. I open most of my stuff, but that takes me back. Next up, Bespin Han, another one that we've gotten several times over the past few years. I think he came out regular carded, and then he came out with a convention exclusive, maybe? Well, I'm sure he did because he came with this pointing finger. But looking at it close up, I don't think there's any changes here. It has that same Harrison Ford asymmetrical look to the face. He's bored on one side, concerned on the other. Same belt, same colors, same stripes down the side, same boots, even the same blaster. It may have less of a wash on the belt itself. The older one does seem to be darker, especially around those studs right there. Not really an upgrade, but if you're collecting these, like me, this one stays in the package. Oh, going back real quick though, if you only have the original Black Series Han Solo, and you didn't get any version of this, it's a definite upgrade in the photo reel department. For the ATAT driver, oh, that card looks so good with all the black and then the silver, and just a headshot of the character from the movie. I love this look. And this is a pretty good figure once you have it. Let's see, let's grab the loose one. It is the same figure. It's been a while since this was released, so this isn't bad for people who didn't get the original release, and for people who love troopers like me, or just love Star Wars in general. Same red dots on the helmet, same Imperial logos. Even the chest box details are, as far as I can tell, they're identical. The new one may be just a little bit sharper. And then same blaster. The silver, if you look right there, it's even painted on the backside. If you're troop building, it's your chance at another ATAT driver, you know, because there's always two. If you missed it the first time around, started collecting later, here you go. If you're collecting the cards, again, yeah. Then there's Leia, such a beautiful picture from the movie, so crisp, so clean. Same layout to the logos and everything as the originals. I know it's shifted over a little bit, or there's something different about it, but because of the size of the card and the weight and how everything is distributed, they had to move things around just a little bit, but it definitely comes across with that vintage feel. And Leia and Hoth gear is another one that we've gotten several times. The regular release, and then there was another convention exclusive that came with a Hoth Han. But again, just like the ATAT driver, well, I don't know, that chest logo thing may be just a bit cleaner. The same could well, I don't know, it's hard to tell. Very, very close in the face department. It may be just, again, just a little bit cleaner, but not enough to make me want to open this up. She comes with the welding goggles, the welder, and then the Rebel blaster. Again, if you missed out on her, another good release, a good figure. I see people using this for customs all the time, but again, for me, this goes to the carded collection that is piling up. I need more wall space. And then finally, the one I've been most excited to see in hand, at least from Series 1, is Bespin Luke. Again, beautiful card. I love this card back. But for Bespin Luke, the first figure came out early in the line, and you can definitely see a difference already. It seems to be the same figure from the neck down, but a slightly lighter wash to the body. The big difference here, though, is, well, I originally thought it was the same head, just with photoreal on it, but it looks like a new sculpt. And you know what that means. Yeah! Give me my figure. And you know what that also means. I'll have to track down another Bespin Luke for the carded collection. Sorry, trash between me and plastic. Oh, and as you can see, definite upgrade here. Of course, with the photoreal, you're going to get kind of a pixel look to it, but oh man, the eyes are so much better defined than the original paint. And is he wolfing out? Is he a vampire? What's going on here? He's a ghost. He's dead. Looking this close, I never realized how much the blue missed the actual eyeball. Black looks good, so from a distance, you kind of don't notice it. Get up close, and oh, where's that blue going? Woo! And like I said, I thought this was the same sculpt, but it is completely different. New hair, new face, much better color all around. I mean, the rosiness of the skin tone, this is too pale. The more vibrant goldish, blondish color to the hair, plus a wash to bring out the detail. Just better all the way around. There's some shading up under the brow and then on the mouth. The rest of it though, like I said, lighter wash, but that's not a bad thing. It actually makes it look less dirty, even though he is coming from Dagobah. Yeah, you can definitely see a difference. I don't think it's a difference in color. I think it's a difference in wash. Look how much black is on top of the old one compared to the new one. But they still went in with silver and painted the studs and the grass. Well, that one's kind of nasty looking. And that's even on the back there. Definitely less wash to the butt. For the lightsaber, this is the new one. This is the old one, so you can see that the blue is just a little bit darker. They put more red on the button right there. Still has gold right here, black right here. I mean, the sculpt is a little bit soft, but at this size, it still comes across as, oh, yep, that's Excalibur. And then the blasters for both are identical, except for the new one has this silver dot right there. I don't know if that's intentional. That may be just stray silver from the tip. Oh, but that's interesting. Now that I'm looking at it through goggles and HD, the old one has a 2 right there. The new one has a 4. I don't know what that means. Either way, nice little sculpt. Nearly identical, not a big deal. But since we have them loose, let's go over Articulation, because as old as that first Bespin Luke is, this may be some of y'all's first look at this, so I might as well. There's a ball joint at the top of the neck with a hinge underneath. Can look up, looks down, a little bit of tilt. Swivel, hinge and swivel at the shoulder, comes up, goes all the way around. Hinge and swivel at the elbow, comes up a little past 90, then rotates. Even back then, they knew the trigger finger needed to be up and down. Rotation, ball joint right, well, it's not quite the waist, it's just a little above, but not bad movement. A little bit of crunch, a little bit of arc back. The belt does float all the way around, so the ball joint coming out to the hip doesn't really get in the way of coming forward. A little bit of back, not much out. And I think my biggest problem back in the day was the feet don't really go together. They're always straight down. With newer figures, you can get a little bit closer together. I don't know why that bugs me, but it does. Swivel at the thigh, double knee, oh yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Hinge at the ankle, goes back a little bit, gets caught on the sculpt, goes forward, and then forward facing pin for rocker. So at the end of the day, not a bad set at all. Especially, like I keep saying over and over, if you missed out on the first versions, this is a good chance at them again. Or if you're into the carded versions that make you feel like a kid again, here they are. We knew this was coming, 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, and just like A New Hope, this first wave also has a lot of reuse. It won't be until wave 2 that we start getting a few newer figures, newer characters, newer looks, especially the upgrade Lando, and then Luke and Snowspeeder. I can't remember the rest of them offhand. But like I said, they're not perfectly reproduced, but to someone like me who was heavy into Star Wars, late 70s, early 80s, being a kid, a small kid. Hell, I was 4'4" until I was past junior high. So now that I'm grown up, bigger, my hands are bigger, my perception is bigger, so having the bigger cards, it's almost, it may be larger than back then, but at the same time, oh man, I can't pass this up. This is nostalgia. up and down, all around. Just hit me in the back of the head. So if you enjoyed the review, comment, like, subscribe, or whatever the platform you're watching this on allows. Much love to the plus. Right now, Dorkside Toys is running a weekly contest for free toys, patreon.com. But wherever you may be watching this, I'll always catch you on the Fwoosh.